Hello, my name is Logan Reamer, and I will be presenting on the Arduino Farm project. As you can see on the map on the right, that Colorado, specifically Colorado just east of the Rockies, has a very short growing season. To compound with this problem, seed starting is a very labor-intensive process. So, from this, who is our target market? Commercial farmers, academia, and nurseries. Seeding in the U.S. currently represents around 5.8% of total production costs for growers, and in the revenue section later, we will further break down the market. Who is our customer base not? Amateur hobbyists. Manufacturing costs for our product are going to be quite expensive, and so going by a quick rule of tripling it for sale eliminates this as a beginner's product. Now that we've established a customer base, let's look at a few options currently on the market. First, in the top left, Grow Pura, a system that they will come custom install, but this is very expensive and unreasonable for most commercial farmers, despite its customizable and personalized nature. Secondly, somewhere like City Crop in the bottom right, which is a fully housed system that could fit on your counter. However, this is only about half the price of what we're projecting for significantly less grow area in the unit. And lastly, what most people do currently, which is just do it by hand. This is by far the cheapest options in setup, but it ends up being very labor and resource intensive in the long run. How does the Arduino farm find a middle ground to suit family farms and nurseries? With the pre-built structure and fully customizable inside system, you will save money on setup and still be able to use all of your agricultural expertise to maximize your plants, turning hours of daily labor into a quick checkup. I interviewed people from the 3 industries that we identified in our customer segment about their current challenges and how our system can best alleviate them. The first question I asked was how much time is spent with seeds. In this class, commercial farmers won, and while they only spent 4 months of the year with seeds, they could spend the rest of the year spent with more specialized plants such as peppers. The next question I asked was how much labor is spent with the seeds, and in this case, academia won. With 25 kids per class running during the 2 semesters, our product could help provide consistent produce that they could test and change the environment for to see how the results would vary. Next, I asked what the current system is designed for, and in most nurseries and academia, they already have a system that works for them. However, commercial farmers value an inexpensive setup. What would change is the next question that I asked them, and like I said, academia and nurseries already have a setup. However, commercial farmers are in need of something, and this would provide ease of use with daily life, allowing consistency and reliability. And lastly, just as a fun question, I asked them what plants they should specialize in, and our product could take on these challenges in the future. Now, how do we make this into a reality? Our current distribution channel method is to reach out to farmers, nurseries, and educators, like in the customer discovery process. Once we've done that, we can work with manufacturers to bulk order the components for our first set of systems. Next, we manufacture and calibrate everything in-house to ensure a proper level of standards for everything. And lastly, we deliver and set up our product for the customers. And in that graph below, in the cost breakdown, you can kind of see where all the money goes in each stage. Just a little bit of money is required in the sales part to start. Next is the manufacturing is quite a bit expensive, and then paying for the labor to do it in home is a little more, and then the delivery and setup will be very expensive. This is where we will break down the market like I had previously mentioned. If we take a top-down approach, we can see that the total farm expenditures is around $360 billion. If we subtract this just to the budget spent on improvements each year, this comes down to about $14 billion. And lastly, if we focus on just Colorado to start, there's a market of about $280 million. If we do the same process but in reverse, starting from the bottom up, Farms spend about $7,000 a year on average, and then we estimate about 10% of these farms would be willing to spend half of their total production budget on one item. Next, there's 39,000 farms and ranches, and we estimate about 50% of these want improvements to help grow plants. And once we take that out, we can estimate an initial market of about $7 million before expanding out. Lastly, here is the lean canvas, summarizing everything that we have already talked about. I want to focus specifically, however, on our unfair advantage. Because of our standardized system, our software is programmed to save money with cheaper sensors, allowing us to focus on just what is necessary for an expert. Thank you.